My name is Wallace Chapman, and I host a politics show on TVNZ7. It's kind of like a bar politics show in a pub, and it keeps me pretty busy. I head off to Wellington every week and brawl with MPs, but it's a lot of fun. I bought a house in Waterview in Alford Street here about a year and a half ago, and I've been looking for quite some time. I lived in Ponsonby. I rented in Ponsonby, and I saved up a sizable deposit to buy a house. We were looking all over. We looked at Westmere in Grey Lynn. We looked in Sandringham, those sort of areas, Point Shed as well. But it wasn't until we saw this beautiful 1950s workingman's cottage in Waterview that we really fell in love. Both my girlfriend and I fell in love with the place. And it was immediately when we first saw the postings, and also coming here to the open home, we just really fell in love with the house. Beautiful, solid brick tile, lattice windows, kauri floors. It was actually absolutely gorgeous. We were also interested too about the area of Waterview. We hadn't heard much about Waterview, being a little island off Great North Road. And we asked, before we moved in, we asked a lot of people about the area. Is it safe? Is it community minded? The transport issues was important for me, who uses public transport a lot. And the feedback and the research we did, which was extensive, which was it was a safe area to move into, and that was a big concern for us. We also wanted to know if we were moving into a community-like area. I can tell you right now that a year and a half on, we have never felt happier in terms of the community. Waterview's got that real sense of a spirit and sense of a soul that perhaps other neighbourhoods might not have had. So in that respect, we're very happy. In terms of the transport, issues, it was very, very important to me, in fact imperative, that I was able to use public transport to get into town. I work in town. I don't own a car, but my partner owns a car. And also I've got a hip problem, which means that I can't walk too far. So all I need to do is I need to walk 20 steps that way into Great North Road, and then I catch a bus right into town, and it's the easiest thing to do. So the transport issues around here are great. They're really good. In terms of noise, the other concern that I had, the real concern that I had was, and my girlfriend as well, Tabitha, we were concerned about what sort of noise might be around Waterview. Okay, it's not far from a main thoroughfare. That thoroughfare is going to be increased as well, coming in to the next 5 years. Great North Road and the Cut and Cover Tunnel. But I can tell you now, with all honesty, and this is being from Ponsonby, that we have far less noise here, 15 houses away from Great North Road, than we had in Ponsonby. For the first time, and I've said this 3 or 4 times before, but for the first time in years, I can hear native birds. And that's something I never really did here in Ponsonby, living in inner city Ponsonby. And that was a nice surprise. I mean, I'm prepared to put up with some noise. I don't actually mind it. I don't mind the sounds of cars. I don't mind the sounds of traffic or people partying to an extent. But we've been very, very happy with the level of noise here, and that's 15 houses down from Great North Road. So we're very, very happy. Moving in terms of the neighbours here are another good surprise, and we mean that very, very much. For the second day we moved into Alford Street, we found a bottle of red wine on our porch by the neighbours just behind us. This is a Crossley's house. And the neighbours behind us are a couple that have been together for about 25 years. They're originally from Freeman's Bay in Ponsonby, and they've been here now for about 8 years. And they are the best neighbours we could hope for. Right now, they're just digging out the shared drive, and they're planting native trees just all alongside. We've offered payment. They've said, "Nah, we'll do it." It's great. To the left of us, it's a brick and tile from around about 1940, 1950, I think. Solid house. and that's just been bought by another young couple, Heather and Rory, and one's a designer and the other person is studying landscape architecture, and they're a real up-and-coming young couple, and we have them around for dinner, for curries and wines, and they're a really, really good neighbour. The neighbours on the other side are a Samoan, big Samoan family, and the sounds of kids playing and laughing kind of dominates the weekend. It's great. They're really good people, very, very friendly. We couldn't be happier with our neighbours. The neighbours across the street we don't know so well, but from the looks of it, they've done very, very well. They have the latest model Jaguars and Mercedes outside their house. I don't know what they do, but they keep the house immaculate. Yeah, so it's good. It's a good street. It's a good area. We're very happy with Waterview, and if we were to look at another house in the future, we would most definitely look at Waterview again.